Yo, Micks Mowers and Mower here. Hope you're all doing well. Got a little bit of a treat for you today. Cylinder mowers through the ages, both past and present. What has actually changed? In all fairness, not a great deal. The actual procedure is still the same. So I thought just to try and compare some of what we've actually managed to achieve over the years with regards to cylinder mower cutting, I thought I'd drag out a few bits of my kit. So I've actually dragged out my Cobra Fortis, battery powered 17-inch. I've dragged out my Atco Balmoral 20SK. I've dragged out my Ransom Marquis, I think that's a 20, with a BSA F12 sloper engine on it. And I've also dragged out my 1954 Villiers Atco Kickstart cylinder mower, which I think is a 12-inch. So I thought, as a little treat for you, we'll have a quick little walk around, see what's changed and the pros and the cons. And we'll go from there. And then also I'm going to try and fire up my Ransomes Marquis. Now my Villiers Kickstart has got a little bit of an issue. I think the clutch is stuck. So I'm going to have to bring that in just to free the clutch up before I can start it. Otherwise you're going to fire it up and it's just going to go off with you. So the Ransom Marquis has not been fired up for about 3 years that I know of. And I want to try and get my mate Lawnmower Jones down over the next couple of weeks after the holiday and what have you. Try and get him down to do a comparison because he is big on his vintage stuff. So I want to give him the Cobra Fortis battery powered mower, see what he thinks of that, combined next to the Ransom Marquis. So we'll go from there. The Ransom Marquis, I've done a complete playlist on that. It comes as a barn find, a bit of a tetanus shot, and I've done about 8 or 9 videos on fully restoring this mower back to its normal glory. But as I say, it's not been fired up in about 3 years. It may not have spark. I have absolutely no idea. It's been in the shed for 3 years. I did take the fuel out. It has got oil in it. Apart from that, I don't know. But have a quick little look. That's what we're doing today. So without further ado, let's get down dirty. Let's talk about cylinder mowers, both past and present. And we'll go from there. So if this is your first time watching Micks Mowers and Mower, hit your subscribe button, whack the old bell, set notifications to all. That way you'll be told next time I upload a video. So without further ado, let's get down dirty. Let's talk about some cylinder mowers. Right, so I just grabbed myself a nice can of Looney Juice. Now I'm currently using, my mower of choice is this Ego battery power that Cobra sent me. I use that as like a daily. It's quite a nice machine. It does cut the grass rather well. The grass is quite dry because of the weather. I also use my Luba, which is down here, my Luba robotic mower for when I'm feeling really lazy. And apart from that, I tend to use a cylinder mower. Now, the problem I have with a cylinder mower is that black and white thing just there running around the garden. She digs holes, collects stones, and all that sort of good stuff. So it will just smash my cylinders up. So I always have to go careful and walk around the garden and pick up things like that, which is a bit of slate. Because you, yes, Mrs. McGee, is that you? You know it's you, don't you? So yeah, that's what she does. She picks stones up and throws them over my garden. So here they are. Here's the little lineup. Let me just get you sorted out on my old tripod. Riley boy will be out in a minute. He's just going to go and put some shorts on. I'm just going to walk through, show you what actual machines I actually have. I have loads of others. I probably have around 5 of these Ransomes, both in the vintage shed and the vintage store. And I also have a Dennis Z-type. In fact, I think it's even a pre-Z, which is one of the early production ones. That's about 1930s. That one, 34, I think that one is. That's a 30-inch cut, so that's a big one. I'm not getting that out to show you because it's just too heavy to move. But it will come out one day when I get my workshop fully sorted how I want it. I'm going to take it apart and fully powder coat the whole lot. So that's where we are. Atco Balmorals. I love an Atco Balmoral. Always have. Like them a lot. I've got probably about 10 of those. Not the Kawasaki version, but the Tecumseh version. But they're just as good if serviced. And then I've also got on loan the brand new Cobra Fortis cylinder mower. So the difference. This is a 12-inch Villiers engine with a kickstart feature on it as well. So that's got a kickstart on it. You start it with a kickstart. It does want a little bit of help because it won't roll backwards. It's locked up, and I think that's just because the clutch is a bit seized. But that come from a find in Bognor, where the bloke fully restored it. It belonged to a lawnmower dealer, and he put it in. Once he restored it, he put it in his window, and it never got fired up until I got hold of it. And I've had it fired. I've actually had it running really well, actually. Then we've got the Ransom Marquis. This is, I think it's a 20. Let me have a look. I might be an 18. Let me have a quick look. Look at the badge. All right, righty boy. This is a 20-inch. 20-inch Ransom Marquis. You look nice. Show all the guys your t-shirt. Nice t-shirt. Red Nose Day. So this is a Ransom Marquis with the BSA F12 sloper with an Amel carburettor on it. This was a complete rust bucket when I got it. It's had new rollers, I have a cylinder all redone, new bed knife, genuine exhaust, fully taken apart, everything, and stripped down. And there is a playlist on this exact lawnmower from start to finish, getting up and running. And we'll try and fire this one today. It's not been started in about 3 years. Moving on to the Atco bound Mower, which is the same as the Alec Kensington's. Kawasaki FJ100 engine, that is a fantastic engine, without a doubt. This one is in full working order, fully serviced, good to go.
Fire.
Let's choke it. Turn the fuel on, Mick. Should start first pull, once that fuel's come down through. Absolutely beautiful machine that is. That runs idles, does everything it should do. And then we move over to the Cobra Fortis, which is the brand new Cobra Fortis this year, which has got the twin 5 amp hour batteries, Ego, yeah that's right, Ego. So slightly different, you just turn that on, give it a few revs.
Choke.
Yeah, well, you just got to figure out how to turn this thing on. I've not been on here for a little while on this one. Key in, turn it on, start it. It fires up and that runs all the time, and then you just engage the cylinder. There's a cylinder, and then turn that speed down a bit because otherwise it'll fly off with you. Engage the drive and away it goes. So that's a brand new Cobra Fortis. A really nice cylinder motor in itself, and I know that Alec have got their own. That's just off the packing, mate. When it came in for review, Alec have got their Sterling version as well. So they all do their own variants. But in all honesty, which do you prefer is the question. Do you prefer the vintage? And if so, why do you prefer the vintage? Do you prefer the modern, so to speak? And the ongoing, like the Alec and the Atco bound Mower, or do you prefer the battery power futuristic of the Cobra or the Alec Sterling? They all have big differences, but they all have one thing in common, and that is that they are all a cylinder lawnmower. So nothing has changed throughout the years. You have a cylinder, which this one was fully revamped before it went back onto the lawnmower. This is 1954 kickstart Villiers. Not a machine to be messed with. Once it's running and you get it going, you've got to keep up with it. We have the Ransom Marquis. It's had all new rollers. A brand new cylinder went into there 4 years ago, and the paint's just coming off now. New bed knife. We've got the Atco bound Mower. Cylinder was perfectly sharpened, beautifully. That's nice. And then we've got the new Cobra Fortis, which is a brand new machine for 2024. So the difference between all four is one is battery power, straight off the bat. One is powered by Japanese engineering, the F12, and then you've got the British BSA Villiers, BSA Sloper F12, and then you've got the Villiers engine as well. The only other difference is this machine is 2-stroke. Now it used to run on something like 16:1, something like that, but I actually run that on 40:1, and with a decent steel or a decent 2-stroke quality oil, it will run fine on 40:1 and had no problems. This is a 4-stroke machine. This is 4-stroke machine, and then this is a battery power. Now, the controls are all pretty much similar. You have your drive, you have your cylinder, which is nice. On this one, you have your drive, and then you have your cylinder, which cuts in separately, just like so. Then we get down to a little bit more dicing with death sort of attitude. You've got a throttle on your Ransomes, and then you have this little clutch mechanism, which will power your drive. Now, your cylinder, it won't spin when it's on tick over because it's got a centrifugal clutch on here. But once you put the revs up to a certain speed, then your centrifugal clutch will cut in, and that will then make your cylinder spin. So it won't spin without it, see? That's not moving. And once you start to spin it, it will cut in. And on this one, pretty much exactly the same. It's just got a direct clutch on it. And it won't spin all the time the engine's running, but once you kick the clutch in, then it'll run. So if I take a little bit more difference in handling, with these two in particular, you need to be a bit more aware when you're coming to the end of your line. You need to be thinking about cutting the cylinder off and cutting the drive off. With these, this one not quite so much. You can do it independently. This one has got an updated feature where it's actually got a variable drive system. So not only can you cut the drive in and the cylinder in independently, but also you can turn the machine on. Let's just power up 50%. Turn it on. Then here is your variation in drive and cutting power. All right, so you can actually adjust that. So that's a nice little feature. They've added on this year. They've added another new system which I didn't have last year. They've now got like a second two-stage safety device where you can put it in like so, and also you can push this lever in to actually engage the cylinder. Didn't have it before. Good little system. No carburetors to clean on this one here because it's battery power, obviously. You have the FJ100 engine. It's got your Walbro carburetor on there. A little bit more fuel finicky, especially with today's modern fuels. Brilliant on Aspen, what have you. If you're using Aspen fuels, fantastic. But if you're using like your E10, you need to make sure your fuel's in good condition. On this one here, we've got the AML 379121 carburetor on there, which is a lovely carburetor. Massive. You can pretty much climb in those jets and climb through them. They're that big. So E10 is not so much an issue. It will let the ethanol pass through, but I wouldn't be using an E10 in this fuel, in this one here. I'd either run it on Aspen or good quality E5. And then the two-stroke on this one here, that's got a proper Villiers carburetor on there, which is solid brass. And two-stroke machine runs at 40 to 1. It used to run at 16 to 1 or something, or 25 to 1, something like that, but now runs at 40 to 1. Most of it is brass. The tank is all brass, the torpedo style. The earlier versions actually had a torpedo style exhaust. Mine's got the pepper pot one, which I quite like, and it's got a unique sound to it without a doubt. But they all do the same job effectively. They all have a cylinder with a bed knife, and as long as the bed knife and the cylinder is in good condition, then it will cut grass. It's as simple as that, and it will cut grass better than a rotary lawnmower all day long. So, what do you prefer? What would be your choice? If all four of these were running, which two definitely are not at the moment, what would be your choice? Would it be the modern Cobra Fortis Alec Sterling style? Would it be the Atco Balmoral or the Alec Kensington style machine with the the FJ100 Kawasaki engine? They do also come with the Italian Tecumseh, which is not as good, but it works. Or would you go for the Ransom Marquis 20-inch F12 BSA sloper? That's Mick's favourite. Or would you go for the Villiers Death by Chocolate by cutting fingers off kickstart Villiers engine? Because that is one mean machine. I gave it to my mate Conker, and the Conkers have got a bit of a disability, and I thought it'd be funny one day just to let Conker have a go on it, and he took off across the lawn like a screaming banshee because he couldn't keep up with it. So let's just try. This is just for giggles, right? Just for giggles. The Ransom's not been fired in 4 years. Okay, now let's just see if it'll start. If it don't start, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a completely separate video on it, okay, and try and get it up and running. So as I say, I want to get my mate Lawnmower Jones down to do a comparison, because he is big on his vintage bits of equipment, but I want to give him the battery power one to see how he gets on with that. Let's grab some fresh fuel. I already have checked the oil. The oil is black, but it is up to the bottom of the thread, so it will be fine. We'll put some fresh fuel in, and we'll just see if this old girl won't fire up. I'm not too sure the age on it, on this one. Let me push that out of the way. The 1954. If anyone knows the age of my Ransomes, then please let me know. Here's the sticker, the brass sticker. Is it? Looking nice. That's a Mark IV, this one. So let's have a look. Now this one, as I say, has got a full playlist on my channel. If you just punch in Ransomes Micks Mowers into your Google search, it'll come up, and it'll come up with about 8 or 9 videos on this cookie. Now, I absolutely love doing this, and I've got to say thanks to my mate Peter, Peter Froud, because he was one that got me interested in the Ransomes, because originally I was a Suffolk boy, but the difference between Ransomes and Suffolks with regards to the engines, these are the Rolls Royce. These are the Rolls Royce of engines. Now, this fuel pipe may leak. I'm not overly worried about fuel leaks for now, but we'll just see how we get on. Let's just put a bit of fuel in. Let's just see what we get. It may decide to weep out on me because it's not been run for so long.
She's thirsty.
Let's just put a bit of fuel in.
She's thirsty.
She is thirsty, girl. Fuel's going down.
Yeah, is it one?
We'll see in a minute. Right, let's pull that out. Right, you just stand clear, please, Riley boy, because I don't need this thing firing off and going across the lawn with you being chased by it. Now, I've got a bit of a fuel leak on.
Yeah.
Where are we leaking from?
Is it work?
Got a bit of a fuel leak going on, but we'll see. Right, let's choke it. That's choked. Plenty of throttle. Let's see what we get. I have got a fuel leak. No, nothing yet. But I have got a fuel leak, that I can see. I don't even know if I'm getting fuel up to the top, to be fair.
Yeah, with it more oil. No working?
Yeah, that fired. I heard that fire. This is no work in 4 years. I was not expecting that. Out of the way, Riley. Out of the way, buddy. Come round here, mate, please. Good boy. Now that's not bad going, considering that's not run in 4 years. What? No touching.
Yes.
No touching it, because that blade's spinning. So, there's the Villiers. Jumped right into action. It probably wants a little bit of work. It's spinning because it's not idling at the lowest speed just yet, but it will do. It's a slightly high tick over because I just adjusted it over just so we can keep it running for now. I have got a bit of a fuel leak on. But look at that, 4 years of sat and idle in the shed, doing nothing, and all of a sudden she's decided she wants to rev up. Let me just try and get that clutch just to separate up. There you go, so a low tick over. Now listen to that. Listen to that exhaust. You can't beat that. You can't beat that noise. Let me just get my microphone off. Have a listen. once the tick over has been sorted, the cylinder will actually stop spinning. Now I've not taken this machine out for a run in 4 years. Should we just go and stretch our legs a little tiny bit? Come on then, let's put you here. To be fair, I wasn't expecting it to run. But there you go. Just goes to prove that my my servicing is second to none. Right, let's put that there. I have got a little bit of a fuel leak, but it's nothing much to worry about. So let's just take a little tiny roll, see what it does. Let me walk up the garden quickly first, just to make sure I haven't actually got any that might cut out any stones where I want to mow. Got a big stick there from Peppy. Cheers, Pip. Don't want to pick up no stones. Another stick there. This is why I can't really have a cylinder mower, because my dog picks up stones. Yeah, all right, buddy. Right, it didn't stall. Cool. Right, let's have a go, shall us? Vintage Ransom Marquis F12 sloper. Now, lots of people have said to me about these that the main thing they don't like about this mower is that when you're cutting with it, you can't keep up with it because they go like a bat out of hell. Don't have the throttle at full belt. Have it about halfway, 3/4, right? And that's what I do. Now, I can walk quite fast. I'm 6'2", big long leg span, but even I can't keep up with a Ransom Marquis on full belt. Right. Are you ready? Let's 5-year-old girl up then. Pull the clutch in. And it's a question of controlling the throttle with your finger at the same time. Now you see how fast I'm walking? Not very fast at all. Bring the clutch in, drop the revs down. Keep it running so you've always got your right hand on the throttle. And you're just going to use that for your speed. So that'll be a bit too fast for me. Out of the way, dog. Bit more throttle just to get it going. And that's nice and slow. Who needs to rush? And if you put it on full belt, which I don't really want to do because it's a vintage engine, if you give it the beans, right up there, let that go, you're off. You'll never keep up with that. So just drop it down a touch. This mower cuts like butter. Lovely. And I'll tell you something, there's not many machines that are cut after 4 years just sitting idle. On your toes, Riley. Woo! Now my grass is actually quite long, to be fair. That's what it is. Bip bip. Idle. That machine has not been started in 4 years. 4 years. How good's that? And there she is, idling away. I love my Ransom Marquis. I did try to sell it once, but do you know what? I don't think I'm ever going to sell it. It's just a serious machine. Absolutely beautiful. Ticks over. as it should do. Lawnmower Jones will love this machine. It's been well looked after by me. You can't get much lower. Oh, it just stalled out. I'm trying to get it just to idle as low as it would go. Let's just try and bring it idle down. Right the way down. Right the way down to where you vintage boys would go, oh my God. So that's going to be about as low as that will go without stalling. I'm sorry to say, but that is the lowest. Just gently ticking over, doing its thing. My mate Pete Froud will have a little tiny party in the pants at the moment. If he can hear that engine ticking over like that, he knows what I'm talking about. Look how that cuts, look. So there you go, quick little video on. Just gonna warm it up a touch. I don't want to rev it too low for too long. Just colouring. So there you go, quick little video on my Ransomes Marquis F12 cylinder lawnmower, start up, first time in 4 years. It's never been started in 4 years, guys. And on top of that, modern, present day cylinder mowers, not a lot has changed. Ask yourself a question. If my Atco Balmoral was been in the shed with no fuel in for 4 years, would that have fired up like that? I don't know. With the battery power machine, after 4 years of storage, would that have all started up okay? I'll tell you something, I'm a vintage boy, through and through. Love my vintage equipment.
Yeah.
You can't beat that. You just can't beat that. And the new stuff is good. I'm not saying it's not good. The new stuff is really, really good. But the vintage stuff, that there'd be something else. So thank you very much for watching this episode of Micks Mowers and Mower Man with my little tiny Riley boy. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, whack the old bell, set notifications to all. Ring the bell. Lovely. That way you'll be notified next time I upload a video, and I look forward to you guys on next time Micks Mowers very, very soon. But until then, don't forget, much more importantly, vintage mowers, baby. Oh yeah.